Good morning, everybody. Monday, February 3rd, 2020. I'm Antoinette coming to you from 2 OGs hooking and stitching the island style. Sitting in line waiting here for the ferry. Not to go to the mainland to work today. Had to run Bella down to our cousin there who lives next door to us to doggy sit because everybody's going to be gone today. So Bella doesn't like to be left alone since her sister passed away. So anyways, I hope everybody had a good weekend. If you watched the Super Bowl, I'm glad the Kansas City Chiefs won if my Steelers couldn't be there. As you can see, I'm from Pittsburgh, Steeler fan, true and true. Home of 6-time Super Bowl champions. Yesterday I was going to do a tutorial for the cow, but as people are so often fond of saying, life gets in the way. Had a house full with in-laws. And it was late last night before they left, so by that time I could not get on to do a tutorial. So that will be forthcoming this week. I've got 3 blocks left on the first strip of the 9, and then I will be able to assemble those 9 blocks. But I will be doing another tutorial. In the meantime, I want to thank all the returning subbies and any new subbies, which we got some new ones last week. So thank you all for coming and subscribing, and hope you enjoy the content that we have to offer. So one of my goals for this year was to get better on my sock knitting. I have struggled with DPNs, and I had purchased last year some 9-inch circulars. So as you can see, this is a cuff down sock, and I did find excuse me, a tutorial, and I did do a paid for pattern. The name of the podcast is Fiber Friends Podcast. They are Louise, Adrian, and Carolyn out of Ontario, London, Ontario, Canada, and they podcast. The last time I think it was 7 weeks between their podcasts. But anyways, their podcast is usually an hour long or so, and they're all knitters. Louise is a long-time knitting teacher, and she has a pattern that's called the Super Simple Cuff Down Sock, and it is available for purchase on Ravelry. $5 Canadian. It was well worth it. They have a Facebook group, Learn to Knit Socks with Us. They have tutorials on knitting socks, and I started watching some of them. I mean, I've already started doing I can cast on, I can do my cuff, I can do the leg part. I struggle with the heel and gusset, so I have been searching for a tutorial that is very user-friendly for doing the heel and gusset on 9-inch circulars. Louise does teach you how to do it on 9-inch circulars, and from what I've watched, I'm thinking I can do it. Now, I am working with sock yarn rather than the worsted weight wool that I make. I have a pair of socks on my DPNs for out of the Briggs & Little Tuffy wool nylon blend. Those are more work socks for my husband. These are socks for me. They're just made out of Dolce sock wool from Hobie. And later on I will add, down the drop down menu, I will add the links for all of this and Fiber Friends podcast, and also to their Facebook group. It is a closed group, but you just have to answer a question and you can join it. And the tutorials are very in-depth. Now, also on that note, Mary from Mary's Crochet Chit Chat gave me a site to go to for toe-up socks, because I'd like to try both ways. So I will include all of this in the description. It is Purl Together. I started watching her tutorials yesterday, so this week will probably be a week that I work on socks. I mean, I work on other things too, but I always switch back and forth. I do have my Funny Bay shawl, with me that I also will be working on. So that's all. I am working on one of my goals for this year, getting better at knitting socks. They make great gifts. I knitted my first pair out of the Heritage Tuffy and gave them to my sister for Christmas, and she wants more socks. So we'll see if I can get more done. The thing is, everybody talks about Magic Loop doing 2 at a time. I have tried Magic Loop. I just don't get it. So I just as soon use my DPNs and or 9-inch circulars. And I'm thinking, I did order a set of DPNs. They're only 5.5 or 6 inches long, which are great for doing socks on, or small circumference items like baby hats and stuff, children's hats, socks, booties, sleeves. I did order a set of bamboo or birch DPNs from Wish, and as you all know, Wish takes time to get here. So they should be here any day now, and I figure I can do 2 socks at a time, one on DPN, the other one on 9-inch circular, and see which one gives me better tension, no holes. And when you cake up your yarn into the 250-gram cakes, I'll just pull from the inside of one and the inside of the other and have both going at the same time, so I can do the cuff, the leg, then do both heels and gussets at the same time, so I don't get second sock syndrome. Just waving to somebody there from the island. But so enough on the socks there. I am working on my Fundy Bay shawl, and I'll tell you, even for a beginner knitter, this is an easy pattern. This is what I've got done so far on it. It is curling, but there is tassels or an alternate edge to be done. So that's Fundy Bay shawl, and it's 19 row repeat, and you do those 19 rows 19 times, and then you cast off and do your tassels if you so want to put tassels on, or they do give you an option for a crocheted border. So I always have 2 projects with me when I go to the mainland, this particular client, because I always have free time to knit and crochet with. But because I'm just doing stockinette on the socks, that's what I'll be doing. And I've been a bad girl. As you know, October 1st I went on a yarn ban. That's done pretty good. I mean, I have other acquisitions, which I will show in a video. I got 4 books. One on Tunisian crochet, 2 crochet books, and a knitting book. I am going to attempt to design something. I think the first thing I'm going to try to design is a shawl. Because as I was looking through the knit books and the crochet books and all these, and they're stitches, they're stitch Bibles, along with other very useful information, which we'll discuss in a future video when I show you my acquisitions. It really got me excited. So excited I actually messaged Mary and we video chatted for a while about it. So I'm trying to get a few things off my hook and my needles, so as I can start messing around with a design. Again, from what I understand, I've researched about it, it's a slow process, and that's fine by me, especially being this my first design. And then the hard part is going to be trying to figure out how to write the pattern. Probably going to be too long of a pattern, because I will write everything out as I do it, word by word, line, row by row, round by round, row by row, round by round, however, you know, the project will be created. And whatever the project is, I can guarantee you it's going to be beginner friendly, because I'm an advanced beginner, and I make no bones about it. I'm not afraid to try a difficult pattern, but I might struggle with it. But, you know, no pain, no gain, nothing tried, nothing lost. So that's one of the things I'm going to, as another goal of mine this year, was to try and step outside my comfort zone. So I think designing is outside my comfort zone, but I'm kind of excited about it to see what I'm able to create, because I love watching these designers, and I have gotten some beautiful patterns, and I have paid for some, and if I think the pattern's worth it, I'll pay for it. So, but anyways, on to when I digressed again. What I was telling you where I've been bad, I ordered some yarn. but it's for a specific project. That wyvern shawl that I showed you, the Fire-Breathing Dragon by Knit Antics, I was going to use the shawl on the ball, Zen Azalea, the oranges and the yellows and reds. I just happened to be on Hobie's site because I scroll through and just, as we all do, our fantasy shopping, you put it in the shopping basket and you never buy it. And they were having a big sale on the twirls, $8.80. It's the only time I ever buy them. I do have maybe half a dozen of them that I ordered early last year. It was the first time. It was actually the first order I did from Hobie. It is a cotton yarn, but it is 4 individual strands of thread, basically. And they had a color there that was a gradient of, fire red, reddish black. It's gorgeous. So I ordered it specifically for that shawl. They had a lot of other good sales. The Universe, that, like I said, Courtney, oh my God, that yarn's gorgeous. But I restrained myself and did not buy it because I have so much now in my stash that I am trying to work through. And some of the projects I am on right now are yarn eaters. They use a lot of, I think just since the beginning of the year, I've used about 14 skeins of yarn up. And they are, like I said, are big. Some projects I'm doing are big yarn eaters. I do have several cardies in the wings waiting to be done. They're already in the bag with the pattern, waiting to be started once I get a few things off the hook and needles. And I am excited for this year. I don't know why, but I'm just really excited. And I look forward to the coming months to see what comes about. But I want to get on because I haven't had a video up this week since the tutorials last weekend. And just, I'm still here breathing. And I am working today, so I won't be getting a tutorial up today. But to let you know that about these channels that I think you might enjoy. And any questions, comments that you guys want to put into the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. I will tell you one thing about working with 9-inch circulars. You have got to learn to relax your hands because it takes some getting used to, but it's not bad once you get used to it. You're just knitting with the tips of your needles like this. I don't know if I can get close enough so you can see it. Like this here. You have to relax or your hands will cramp up. It is a different type of knitting, but my tension seems to be pretty even, and I'm getting better at not dropping stitches. I know I should be using lifelines, and I may use one when I get to the gusset, because if something happens and I've got to rip that gusset out, I don't want to have to count back and try to pick up stitches that I just ripped the yarn back, because I have done that, and I just end up breaking the whole project out and start over again. But anyways, like I said, I'm on my way over to the mainland on the ferry, and I will get this uploaded. Actually, I'll get it uploaded while I'm working. And when I get home tonight, I will go on the computer, and it's easier to type the description box details in, other than trying to do it on my phone. I'm a faster typer than I am with the keyboard. So I just want everybody to have a wonderful day. Just wanted to pop on real quick and say hello, and I will chat at you later. If you smile at somebody, they'll smile back. Pass it on. The world's a better place. Take care. Have a great day.